He was so shamed because he didn't expect for me to get so loud. Because he figured, because when he first come to me, he was very, and he was still humble. I must give him that all the way through. But at home, boy, my humility left me. I can be real with you because I thought you came here to talk sense, but it seems as if you come to talk nonsense. I say, nobody, get out of here, that foolishness. I say, I don't entertain that nonsense. So the Bible is making it very clear as it relates to the law of curses that one have to qualify for it. You have to really meet the criteria to even to be for a curse to be levied on you. It's not automatic, and we read it in the scripture. It's not by default. You could be a part of a cursed family and be a blessed person in that cursed family. And the only way that that curse will be able to run its course in your life. See, again, this is why I love rules. And the more you read stuff to see the rules that's in it, and you want to practice those rules, the more success you will attain in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Because before, I really thought that because the family was cursed, because they serve idols or whatever, that everybody was cursed by default until the Lord pointed this out to me. No, it's not the case. It's not the case. He said here in the latter part, he says, I will visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and the fourth generation of them that what? Hate me. He didn't say I'll just visit it on them. No, specifically those that hate me. Excuse me, they are the ones who will beat us. And he says in verse 6, and he will show mercy unto thousands of them that love me and what? And keep my commandments. Very, very clear, very concise. All right. You could write these scriptures down, which is Exodus 34, verse 7, and also Numbers 14, verse 18. These all speaks about curses that will go to the third and the fourth generation. All right. Now, the same Exodus 20 that we're at right now, let's go to verse 23 to verse 24. Again, these are all rules that govern generational curses as well as generational blessings, right? So Exodus chapter 20, beginning at verse 23, he says here, you shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. So these are the instructions that God gave Moses to tell the children of Israel. Don't be making no gods of silver, these idols of gold, and saying you worshiping the God of heaven. He said, don't do that. Verse 24 says, an altar of earth shall thou make unto me. So God is now going to tell Moses how you're going to get me, the God of Abraham and Isaac, how you're going to get me to come and commune with you. He said, I'm going to tell you what to do now. Now, this was way before Jesus Christ. We don't have to do this anymore, this particular ceremony he's about to suggest. He says, okay, you shall not make, verse 24, an altar of earth thou shalt make unto me. So an altar of earth will be a stone that they would get and set up as an altar. An altar of earth shall thou make unto me, and shall sacrifice thereon. Okay? Sacrifice thy burnt offering and thy peace offering, thy sheep and thine oxen in all places where I record my name. I will come unto thee and I will bless thee. So this is what he's saying. He said, if you want to invoke the presence of the living God, you ain't going to see me, but know that I'm there. He said, now you must set up an altar specifically as I tell you to do it. And now you must bring your burnt offering and your whatever else offering. And now you make a sacrifice. It's going to become this ritual or this protocol that's going to invite me. You will not see me, but know by faith I am there. And also know this, because this is how generational blessings and curses come about. I, God, when I come there, I'm not just coming there empty-handed. I'm bringing blessings. So the blessings will be blessings of healing, blessings of success, blessings of advancement. So now the people who follow this, the ancestors and so on, this is the foundation that they may not even realize it, but they're setting the precedence for generational blessings ahead through what they're doing now. So this is what's causing now for them to be successful in education. All of them will be bosses and leaders in the future, as prime ministers and so on, all because the ancestors are following the rules. And God says, now when I show up to this altars, I'm not coming empty-handed. I'm coming with blessings. Now, what does this mean? The altar is a principle in how to invoke spirits. The same thing applies to the kingdom of darkness. So those who serve other gods do the same thing. They set up a place where their demon spirits tell them, now, don't just do it over. You need to do it to this spot right here. And in this spot, for this particular spirit you want to call on, then to this altar, we need you to bring fruits. We need you to bring alcohol beverages. We need you to bring rice, but you must bring exactly what you are told to bring. You must bring a gallon of seawater, and then you need to put it all over this, and then cut the cigar and draw it back and blow it all over there. And what's going to happen now? An evil spirit is going to come. But of course, they're going to call it the spirit of peace, the spirit of the ancestors, and all this other stuff. So if the rule is God says, at my altar, when I show up, I bring blessings. So what do you think is going to happen when an evil altar by your ancestors was set up, and when they did the evil altar, what did you think the evil spirit brought? Curses. And this is what they don't know. So the curse of dying before your time was distributed and they didn't know. The curse of infirmity, sickness, which will produce cancers, diabetes, they didn't know that. The curse of divorce, they knew none of that. All of these is coming all because of the initiation of this altar that they made the sacrifice on. And the sacrifice is sealing the covenant between the spirit that they invite and the humans at that altar who represent the family members. I'm trying to help you. That's what I'm trying to do. So this is why, in order to break an ancestral or generational curse, it is mandatory that you cannot do it without a fast. Only because the type of forces that you're dealing with spiritually is far beyond the powers of a regular prayer. Hence, Jesus said in the New Testament, Matthew 17:21, I believe it is, he said, this kind or this rank of spiritual warfare will only be severed or shut down through prayer and fasting. What your ignorance ancestors put in place, seal a deal. And this is now where the devil have the right. So you could be there praying all day, out, out, out. You will see many deliverance ministers, real ones, who would have had this encounter. They're trying to cast a particular devil out of a child or a parent or whoever, and the demon will speak through that person and says, she belonged to us. He belonged to us. We have a contract with them. Their grandmother sold them. Their uncle sold them. Right. So the demon is saying, hey, look here. I hear you praying over there. I hear you calling on your God. But according to your God rules, so it's a covenant here. So if none of those deliverance ministers are engaging in fasting or have engaged in fasting, well, they could scream and pray and flip and jump out and shoot guns all day. That demon ain't going nowhere. Again, these are laws. These are rules. Now it's making sense to you. I thought Mary was delivered, but it looked like Mary got voice. But let's really look at it. It ain't got nothing to do with Mary, you know. No, it got to do with the ignorance of those who was trying to deliver Mary. They believe by